joined now by AJ and by Curtis. Lads, I have to say, you seem very cheerful and upbeat.
I think the best way to start is we turn a negative into a positive. Obviously, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
The same to you both.
Yeah, it's a vile situation. What happened? We were out in our local town where we feel very safe and we know people, literally 10 minutes down the road from our house. And we were just enjoying our night. And Curtis was violently pushed from his left. And before he could even put his arm up to say to that person, stop pushing, he was punched blindsided from 5 other people from his right. He literally threw himself in front of me to protect me, and in doing so, then took the full force.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause any sibling rivalries here, but for people who aren't familiar, because you'll know AJ from the British version of Strictly Come Dancing, Curtis, you've had to pull out the Irish version.
Yes,
just for the benefit of context, I should point out you're roughly twice the size of your brother.
Yeah. My little brother Curtis, is 6'3" and double the size of me.
So they felt. I mean, they'd have to come through you to get at him. Is that how it was playing out?
I was literally just thinking, I basically got pushed and I turned to my left and I saw about four lads go to grab AJ, and I wasn't thinking about my career, I wasn't thinking about anything, I was just purely thinking as any other siblings would. I was thinking, my brother's in trouble here, I need to, we need to get out of this situation, we're in serious trouble. So I literally just felt like I just put my arm and I dived in front of AJ to try and stop these people from grabbing him. And then, as AJ said, I don't really remember the rest. I just remember bang, bang.
Were you knocked out, or were you just?
Yeah, I believe I was.
He was definitely knocked out, because when he was falling towards the floor, being violently kicked and punched, I was just like, we've got to get out of this scenario. I then pushed Curtis.
Well, it would have been
it
would have been a lot worse if AJ hadn't. He got me out of there basically. Like, yes, I stood in front of him, but then he's the one that got me out of there. He made sure he pushed me out of the way, and then he managed to get himself out, and then he managed to grab me under the arm and sort of drag me off the floor, really, put it mildly.
Yeah.
Had you had any aggro previously?
Nothing at all.
So
no.
what? I mean, you must have thought about this since. But what do you think you did?
That's a disappointing part about this. It was unprovoked. We were out having a fantastic night together as brothers, because we hadn't spent a lot of time together.
This was your New Year's party, because you would be starting work on the 1st of January in Ireland, doing Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, that is not happening at the moment.
No, yeah.
Curtis is on crutches. I should
Curtis is on crutches. Yeah, his eye is a little bit worse than mine, but the main thing is the knee. You've just come out of surgery, haven't you, Curtis?
Yeah, so the surgery went fantastic. I would like to say thank you to the NHS for being so amazing.
Fantastic.
They were very speedy. They literally had me in and out, and they've sorted me out.
Good.
Absolutely spectacular.
And you think
thank
you're going to be
so
all right?
much.
You think?
Well, at the moment, I obviously can't dance still.
Sure.
I've had the operation. It went well. The cartilage that was torn has been cut off. So I have about 3 weeks.
You're going to have to wait and see rehab and a little bit of physio.
Well, this is the thing. I just can't wait to start physio and get going back on it now, really.
I can imagine. This is tricky for me, because the question I want to ask is sort of nodding at the notion that you drew their attention for some reason. But of course, that isn't necessarily the case.
No, the only possible outcome,
which I would hate to even think,
which so child-mindish that this could be, but I would say jealousy because of who AJ is, perhaps, and he did get a little bit of attention from people wanting photos with him, and people were coming up to him and recognising him because he's on a fantastic program, and I can only think that could possibly be some reason why that they were jealous. They'd seen him getting pictures,
cutting you down to size,
and if they see a good-looking lad getting pictures with a lot of female attention, and
could have been someone's girlfriend. Maybe he went for a selfie. Someone had a few drinks, got the hump. I don't know. I'm just.
The thing is
such mysterious behaviour.
That's the thing. There is no kind of. It was completely unprovoked, and the scenario of trying to go out, have a good time, see old friends from school, being in our hometown, the staff fundamentally know us there. Everything being so positive, and that's the thing with doing a positive TV show. You don't usually have to watch your back. Everything is so positive. For a vile situation to happen like this,
have you not encountered negativity before?
Never.
I mean, that's a silver lining of sorts. It's a shame that the cloud has to be so big and ugly, but it is.
Unfortunately, and obviously, highlighting the point that we are in the public eye and using it to say that this shouldn't be happening. And as much as the police were excellent on the night, and the NHS in helping, it seems so normalised to people that seem to think this is okay.
Undertake that sort of conduct without
it's
without
okay
a higher
to go
leave.
out.
I mentioned when you came in that you're both quite chirpy and cheerful, and I'm glad, because obviously you wouldn't want to let this impact upon you in emotional.
No, that's one thing that we definitely don't want.
But how can you be I mean, because it's scary. You got lamped, and next time you're in a crowded club full of people, you're going to have.
Yeah, I would be lying if I'm saying that I wouldn't be almost watching my back and a little bit scared of being out in a crowded place or anything. I would be lying, because I am going to be watching my back if I go into a crowded place, and I'm sure it's the same for AJ. But
I definitely won't be putting myself in any nightclub scenarios anytime soon.
Yeah.
And the thing is, obviously, coming up and doing different tours, and there are going to be groups of people, maybe fans or not fans. It's going to make me feel not anxious, but
on edge,
slightly on edge. It makes me feel nervous to put myself in that situation in this near future, because as much as everything you think is positive, it makes you feel it's a very scary scenario.
And is that why you're here? Is that why you're getting out and talking? Because you don't want to
things like
feel
this,
cowed?
The thing is, because we are in the public eye, so we have had front page coverage and stuff.
Yes.
And this is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is happening everywhere with people in different towns, different countries all the time. And it has to stop, because it's not how people can think that they can just...
People shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. And it's not even that. It's just that people feel like it's okay to do this. It affects not just the people that you have assaulted. It affects their family. Like, for example, seeing your mum and dad completely upset. It's not very nice. It's just
it has
not
an
nice.
Emotional toll on everyone, yeah.
Of course it does. And I guess the bottom line is everyone hopes that you make a full recovery. You're in a slightly better place than you were.
Well, yeah, I like you said, we're being very positive about it all, and I'd like to say thank you to everybody that has given us support on social media.
I like what you've done here. I think
the
important.
support's been overwhelming.
Good.
And that has been something that we couldn't have even imagined. It's been really overwhelming.
And the bottom line is you genuinely believe that if Curtis hadn't done what he'd done, then
100%. If Curtis hadn't put himself in harm's way to protect me, I would be the one in that scenario. And the fact of the matter that we are brothers and are very close. Anybody that knows us knows that we are very close, and this has just only made us even closer. And just highlighting a awful situation.
Final question.
Yes.
And you can pause for a bit before answering it if you want. And Curtis, forgive me for floating this boat. If he can't dance again, how are you going to look after him?
I don't even want to even put that thought at the forefront of my brain, because we are such a positive family and brothers. But everything happens for a reason. And I honestly do believe, whether that be dancing, performing, presenting, whatever it is in the entertainment business, there's always going to be a place that we are going to work together, definitely in the near future.
Fair enough.
But I know that he will be fine.
I will make a recovery.
Because that's the way that our brains work, because we always turn it into a positive.
I wish you well, Curtis. I wish you a speedy recovery. Don't overlook the mental side of it, though, lads. You know.
No, I think it hasn't come into realisation what has just happened, to be honest.
I can believe that.
Because obviously it happens so fast, and even talking about it now, you do feel very anxious. You do relive the situation every time you talk about it, and it's a scary scenario that people shouldn't be in.
But that's why it's probably good to talk about it, because every time you talk about it, you feel the emotions, but a little less than you did last time you talked about it. It's the bottling up and hiding from things.
I think that's the thing in this day and age, to be able to talk about it openly, and allowing people to see the vulnerable side of yourselves, because we on that night I felt so vulnerable.
Of course.
But knowing that you can talk about it, and it's people understanding, and it's highlighting the situation, and maybe making it better for somebody that you don't even know. Just helping anyone is the main thing.
And that's what we'd love to turn this into. Anyone that has ever been through a situation like this, or is anything that has ever happened, abuse, a victim of some sort of incident, like, you can bounce back from it. There is a positive in any negative situation, and we can turn it into a good thing, and we'd love to help other people in some sort of way.
But we will do something in the future with.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you both. AJ, Curtis, thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much for allowing us to talk.
Happy New Year. Also, before we go to the break, can you tell the producers I'm not interested? Not the last series, not the next series, not the series after that, all right? Seriously, honestly, these people won't take note for that.
We can do it with a chair.
I'm not having it. Seriously, it wouldn't be fair on everyone else, let alone the professionals.